Welcome to my video presentation covering a synopsis of my chicken burger's life, some of her iconic pictures, and just a little bit of a coverage in general. Be sure to click the like and subscribe before we get in. You might be wondering, why? What is the point of making a video on one of your chickens? Well, I just felt like doing it. I don't know. Also, be sure to comment down below why I came here. Are you just curious to see what this video was about and you're like, who? I don't know. Now, to say that there was a lot to cover about in these chickens' early days would be the understatement. Obviously, there's a lot of things, but I just want to specifically talk about all these chicken burger things, which didn't really happen a lot when she was younger. She got her name during sometime between the first and second naming batches, which if you're wondering and curious what any of these things mean, it's going to be better explained in a video linked in the description below, covering day 1 versus what day 1000 of raising chickens would look like. Now, moving outside with the chickens was truly a big change for all of them because they weren't really used to this. Obviously, to ease them into that fact, we had to put them outside a couple times, and the second time, which was May 3rd, 2020, still remember the day vividly, was the day that Mrs. Peepers got ransacked by burnt chicken tender, which was because she got into a fight with another chicken, which was Chicken Burger, the Burger twins. Their first fight led to catastrophe in the pet flock. Obviously, it didn't last for long, and the chickens kind of forgot about Mrs. Peepers' existence. Obviously, now they recall her existence, but not then. She wasn't very significant back then. But Chicken Burger moved outside, maybe a bit guilty of what she might have possibly done, but not really, because I don't understand chickens that much. But I will say, man, that chicken definitely knew what she was doing when she went outside, because almost immediately she got a snake. Obviously, I had to take it from her, because you don't mess around with snakes over here. But then I found her a worm, and she was happy with that. August 2020 was truly a month of the 2020 season. During the month of 2020, we lost power for 6.5 days due to a specific hurricane, which hit us with like 70-mile-an-hour winds. Not fun. I wouldn't recommend it, especially in the searing 95-degree New England summer heat. And that month also, the chickens began laying eggs. That was truly an experience, to say the least. A lot of people said Easter eggers would start laying a couple months after you got the first Barred Rock and Buff Orpington eggs, but that simply wasn't the case. After 3 days of all the Bards and Buffs laying, Abro, or Easter egger, decided, you know what, I'm going to lay an egg a couple months early and defy the laws of chickens. And that's what happened. But then again, the next chicken that began laying eggs was Chicken Burger. Now, what's so interesting about Chicken Burger laying eggs is the fact that she didn't just lay eggs like the normal chickens. The normal chickens just went into the coop, made a little nest, since at the time we only had a bucket and a nesting box, and no nesting boxes, and they didn't really find the makeshift ones really comfortable that much, so they just found some random locations in the coop. But Chicken Burger decided right before, about an hour before she knew she was going to lay an egg, to fly over the fence. Now, here's the thing. She did this every day for 2 or 3 days, and on one Friday afternoon, she did it so much we had to clip her wings a little bit. Then she continued to try to escape before she got back into the coop and decided to lay her egg, which was truly a first egg-laying experience, if I don't say so myself. Now, sometime around October 15th, 2020, we got a pretty big rainstorm over here. Now, most chickens, when there is a rainstorm, they'll go into the coop because, well, they don't want to get wet. They don't want their pretty little feathers to be soaking wet. But Chicken Burger, I guess, could care less about being wet, and she decided to let the rain shower down, and she got her feathers pretty wet. And to say that it looked quite interesting would be the understatement of the century. On this day last year, 2022, Chicken Burger officially celebrated 1,000 days of becoming a chicken. Now, it's not 100% accurate. I will say she was probably born on March 18th or 19th, but we count the day we picked them up as their official birthday, which was March 20th, 2020. Now, the reason why this is very important is because she didn't really last for that much longer, and this is one of the latest memories of Chicken Burger that we have, unfortunately, in recent times, which is quite upsetting, if I don't say so myself. April 9th, 2023. Most people were at home celebrating Easter or had just gotten finished with celebrating Easter, as this was the day that Easter was celebrated on during the 2023 season. Unfortunately, however, the first part of the day was pretty uneventful. I meant to say fortunately. The second part of the day, though, that's when the unfortunality becomes a reality. What could have possibly been thought of to be one of your worst nightmares, losing a chicken, came to life. The pet flock had not lost a chicken since Candlewick of 2020, and this chicken broke the streak, and unfortunately the dam had already been broken. The water flowed down, and it exploded. All the way up until around late July, so many attacks unfolded in the pet flock. This attack was unfortunately the attack that so-called started the massive attacks on the pet flock. On June 10th, 2023, Lovey was unfortunately killed by Red-tailed Hawk, then Mrs. Peepers, What the Cluck, and BCT were all killed respectively, unfortunately, in a pretty grueling battle with a coyote on July 20th. Grey Cloud would also follow later that day. Since then, no other chicken has fortunately perished in the pet flock, but a moment of silence for the rest of those chickens. So yeah, it's pretty unfortunate if I don't say so myself. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to click the like and subscribe button. I'm sorry this video was pretty rushed. I just had to get something out before tomorrow, or else 12 Days of the Chicken will be completely ruined. Be sure to click the video on screen right now, which is my latest one of 12 Days of the Chicken 2023. It's quite cool and interesting if I don't say so myself, and it should definitely help, make yourself a little bit happier if this video was a little bit sad. So anyways, I'm out. Subscribe.